everybody. I'm going to take you for a shop tour of my shop. So the first thing you get to when you come inside the shop is you turn around to the right, and this is where all of my hand tool storage is. Everything is all laid out in a perfect place, and I know when something's missing, and I know exactly where to go to find it. I have my nice sound system up here, which is run, on my phone. I have a Vise over here, and I have a Vise here. So just in case I want to do more than one thing at a time, I have two Vises. A sink. So I have cold. So this is where I keep all of my screws and nails and nuts and bolts and whatever that is, and whatever that is. Upholstery nails in a Sucrets canister. Yes, it's lots and lots of nuts and bolts. Down underneath I have my one of my air compressors, and I'll show you the other compressor a little later. Going along here, this is where my fire is. This is how I heat the shop. This is my match. Then going along the shop a little farther, this is where I keep some of the stuff that I don't use very much. So this is where my lathe is. It just spins. Whoops, it spins. So I've been using this quite a bit, and I have it set up here with my tool rest right in front and all of my chisels in back, and you see that you have the chisels, the nice long handled chisels that are easily controlled. These are chisels that I inherited actually from my father, although he's not dead yet. So this is actually my CNC router. It is homemade. This is the part that there's a rail that rides along in here on either side, and yeah, my dust collection here, which is not quite installed yet, but I'll get there. I have my Hodgman overalls, which work very nicely for I don't know what purpose. What you'll see is my clamp rack, and you'll see most of these clamps are Bessie clamps, and I really like the Bessie clamps because with the length of the head, you get a parallel surface when you turn it sideways. It goes along there. You get 8 inches of clearance without having to put a cull on it. So these Bessie clamps I've invested in over the years, and they're critical for my success in the shop here. Yeah. And then down below, I have my table saw accessory storage. I have that thing, and that's got a thingy on the back, so that's my cross-cut sled. Yeah, and I have that thing that goes on the table saw, and of course over here I have the table saw. So the table saw is a Grizzly 10-inch left tilt, and it's the workhorse of the shop. And I built this custom Outfeed table. When you push wood through the table saw thing, it goes out into this other table area like that. It's really cool. When I'm pushing stuff through the table saw like this, and it goes that way, it has someplace to go. Instead of I don't know, it just goes. If there weren't a table there, it just. So that's the Outfeed table. You see, I have one of my projects on the table here. My reclaimed wood project. I actually found this wood out in the woods. This is a really cool piece of I guess it's wood, and I can make something out of it. So that's going to be a reclaimed wood something. I don't know what to make yet. Any ideas, let me know. In the middle of the back here, I have my planer, which is also a Grizzly. I actually got this planer about 10 years ago, and it's been in my basement in the old shop. Moved it to the new shop. And I have the 2-stage dust collector here. This 6-inch planer, this has been used heavily. This is my, I just had the knives redone actually, so they're pretty darn sharp. But yeah, I love that planer. The dust collection though, the dust collection comes out into this 2-stage. I have had this 2-stage, you know, I look on the internet and I see all these people building these cyclones and things. This piece of plastic that goes on top of the metal can has done better for me than anything you can buy. It is absolutely the best. And then of course next to that I have my planer, and you can see this planer. This is my this one I just got about 6 months ago, so it's brand new. It's still, you know, it looks like it's still in the box even. It's so new. So this planer is also a workhorse of the shop, and it is so good. I mean, look what it does to the wood. So the wood that goes in is so rough, and then the wood that comes out is so smooth. It's so good. I love this planer, and I have had no issues with accuracy on this thing at all. It's an excellent planer. That one, I recommend it to anybody. 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 There's a chair. There's another chair. So this is my prep table. Is that mouse poop? This is a heavy table, and the wooden surface is dead nuts flat. It is the best table you can prep on. I have a tail vise down here. This tail vise is fairly new. So yeah, there we go. So the tail vise is on this end, and I have bench dogs. I have bench cookies. I like these bench cookies. These are actually really cool. Anybody who has used these things, they're really good. And the little pyramids they use for painting too, those are really cool too. The tail vise has some bench dog holes in the top of it, and I have holes every 6 inches in the table here. Yeah. And what's a bench dog, you ask? That's a bench dog. Underneath, this is where I store, okay. But I have my plane collection out for you to look at. So I have every kind of surface plane that you need to do any sort of assembly that you can. So I have made in India? No. Yeah, I have an Indian plane and another plane. And this is my own invention. This is a downdraft table. The downdraft table, people normally put holes in it and then mark where the holes are going to go, but it doesn't make sense anymore because I think I found a better way to do this. So a piece of wood, you want to sand it and bring it out, and am I plugged in yet? So, right? Yeah, so it makes sawdust everywhere. Right? So the downdraft table is supposed to take all the sawdust out of your workspace because the sawdust is really bad for you, I think. So here's my downdraft table, and this is really cool. So you open this up, and it's up here. There we go. We turn that on. Now, all the sawdust goes out of my way. And any sawdust to deal with anymore. Gone. Perfect. It's my own invention. I remember that. When you're done, fold right back up. Out of the way. Most of a router table. It's my router table. My chop saw station, and you see that the saw is actually lowered so that the bed of the saw is even with the work surface on either side. Right? So when you look down it, it's dead nuts flat. It's perfect. There. I have enough room to do 8-foot pieces to the left, and of course to the right, anything you want, I suppose. This is where I store my tape, batteries, my glue. These are all Allen wrenches. These are all files. I have some small tools, hand tools in here. All of my nails for the pneumatic nailer. This is where all of the chisels get sharpened. This is my high-tech router storage. My electrical work. So I have my electrical supplies and some electrical stuff. Cabinet handles and screws. Doorknobs. Clamps. Strap clamps. Over here I have zip ties. Lots and lots of zip ties. And up there I have a propeller for some reason. Then going around the shop a little farther, keep going around the side, that's the door that goes out to the cold space. Okay, this is my bandsaw. The saw has been fully refurbished, so it has brand new guards, blade guards. And, you know, it does go up and down. See? Kinda. And when it goes up, well, there's a little bit of an issue with stuff up there, but let me put this back. So it has a blade, and it kind of goes around. There's another blade guard over here. It works. So the high-tech switch over here. See? See? It works. This is a piece of oak. And just like that, in a matter of seconds, it's a 1/16 of an inch into the oak. My CNC router is going to go. So right now it's all in pieces in the back, but on this work surface here, this workbench is for the router. And over here I have my dovetail station, my pornography magazines. Down below I actually have some rigging stuff because I have a rigging thing on the side. Got my plumbing stuff down below. I have a box I haven't unpacked yet up top, and up top this is my charging station. So, you know, it's very important to have all of your cordless stuff nice and accessible and easily staged, and you know, the racks on the wall here make it all handy. And you can see all of these chargers are strapped down, so everything is a one-handed use. So with one hand I can remove it, and then I can put it in with one hand. Everything is one hand functional here. This is my I love pocket screws. This is my pocket screw station. So I always have one drill set up with the pocket screw drill, and I will swap out the driver because it's a pretty quick swap, but I do pocket screws all day long. I just love pocket screws, and this is the greatest jig. I think it's a Kreg Jig. It's actually from Woodworking Supply, or I can't remember where it's from, but it's a Kreg Jig from a while ago before they went all plastic. So it's actually aluminum, and it's just great. I love it. Buffing and fine sharpening here, and then here I have the, not plugged in, this is my beast of a grinder, and this is my refrigerator. So you see in our refrigerator we have Bud Light and Diet Pepsi and Blue Light, and there's some other stuff in the fridge, but I'm actually going to have myself a Diet Pepsi. I think that'll work out well. So we're almost done. Got a little bit more to go. In the middle here, beyond my prep table, this is my edge sander, my oscillating edge sander, and this is about the longest you can get. So on the end here there's a table that actually can adjust up and down, so you can actually use the end as a spindle sander as well. And then this table also adjusts to for the height of the front here, whatever you want there. Not a very good dust collection on this one. I'm working on the dust collection aspect of it, but it's my edge sander. Then right next to that I have my drill press. So this floor model, I can get easily 2 foot of height in what I need, and the throw is, I can get 6 inches of throw here. I don't know. It seems like a lot, and lots of power with these really long handles. And then here I have all of my my drill bits and my drill storage. I've got some Forstner bits down here. Yeah, and more drill related tools. Dedicated mortising tool, and this was a purchase I made. This was what the hell? Might need a little adjusting, I think, maybe. But it has these things that come out on the sides and whatever. So it actually works. It's plugged in. I got power here. Power comes down from the ceiling. It's very nice. So dedicated mortising station. Over here, this is my oscillating spindle sander. And this works. This is a really nice sander. So let me turn it on. It goes up and down like that. Not everybody has a scroll saw in their shop, and scroll saws are nice, for fine work and things. But this scroll saw has been in my family for years as well. And so this is my scroll saw station, and this is where I do all of the work that's really too fine for the bandsaw. So that's my shop. That's what we have. Oh, yeah. So I'm going to show you a couple other things. I want to show you out in the other part of the shop. So one of the things that came with the house is this air compressor. This is a Devil Bis. What the hell's going to be a Devil Bis? Who would name their company Devil Bis? Oh, whatever. It's a 5 horsepower electric. See, it's got this polyphase induction motor. 5 horsepower, 740 RPMs, with a wire that has it's got 4 wires. So 4 wires is good. 4 wires is better than 3. And 5 horse is better than 4, and it's got a great big tank, and it's got these bits of things on it that seem to do something. So it's got a PSI thing, and it's got a flywheel. It's just missing a compressor. That's not a compressor. That's not a compressor. That's a motor. That's a flywheel. So, okay. The dust collector. Here's how it works.
That's how you cut a board. Dust.
And this is the other part of the dust collector. Perfect.